Yeah, well, it's August 2022, and I'm going to share with you a new planting that I did. Actually a reset on an avocado that I had in ground. So prior I had a Brogden seedling in this area. That avocado developed root rot and really wasn't going to recover. So I bought a new grafted plant. In front is a bacon avocado. This is a Mexican avocado hybrid. Avocados are really sensitive to salt. They don't like alkalinity. And the other thing is they also need high levels of oxygen. There are some trees that are a lot more forgiving, like pears and apples. Avocados at the opposite end of that spectrum. It really needs good oxygenation so that those roots are happy. It's susceptible to root rot. Again, learning more with Gary Matsuoko and his channel, looking into university publications as well as just other avocado growers in California. The thing that's recommended is that you plant on a mound if you have clay soil. So that's what I've done here. If you're wondering what the steel barrier is, it's just that. It's a barrier to help prevent roots of nearby plants to invade this space. So just 10-inch galvanized steel that I pounded into the ground. I have, very high levels of clay in my soil. So I knew that I needed to amend that, not with compost or wood chips that are going to degrade and decompose over time and actually cause damage, but adding aeration. So in this case, I added lava rock. So you can see little pieces of that have been mixed up into the soil. I tilled that into the clay. I also tilled in decomposed granite. So both of those components are really going to help with the drainage. So this is sitting about 7 inches above grade. Not a really large mound here. You can see it's only about a foot across. I've also added quite a bit of gypsum, as that is another thing that the commercial growers do in California. They put down a good 40 pounds of gypsum every year on their avocado tree. Avocados need really high calcium content, and that's also going to help leach out the salts and increase sulfur, and those are all things that avocados benefit from. Now, you don't have to necessarily go this route, but if you have a really poor draining spot or an area that gets very wet like I do here, I've got a fountain here, and this is just a lower point in my yard. So I went the route of the mound, just to see how this will grow out as compared to another one that I've got growing. This one was planted a year ago, so clearly before I knew best practices, doing a mound style. I have better draining soil in this spot, so that's likely why this is doing so well here. You can see pink guava over here. I've got a wall of ficus natidia there, and we've got this clumping bamboo right behind it, so it's well protected. Gets completely sheltered from the sun in the afternoon. This avocado is also grafted. This is a day avocado, type A variety, a little bit more cold hardy, down to 22 on this one, and this is dwarf, so it's not going to get as large naturally. I was planted just slightly above grade, like I typically do for all my trees. This black plastic is just protecting this from mulch drifting in. I don't like mulch sitting right up against the trunk of my trees, as that has caused some issues with girdling roots, so that's what that's there for. So a couple things I've learned. The gypsum application, did that a couple months ago, and this plant responded really well. You can see I have absolutely no issues with tips burning. Beautiful green leaves. Most people's avocados that I see here in the valley, they'll have that burnt tip. And actually this plant had the same thing going on prior to the gypsum application. So I have to assume that gypsum really did help push the salts out. For sure, I'll be applying gypsum to my avocado plants every year to keep up their health and vigor. I'm a believer in that now. The other thing I want to mention is irrigation. We're all told to to do frequent water initially and working up to an infrequent deep watering. And I have to say that I've completely shifted away from that thinking. You know, the experts out in California do is they irrigate their avocados every single day. And we're not talking baby trees, but full-size orchard trees that are productive with their fruit. Some orchards even water multiple times a day. So a very frequent light application. So I know that it's quite a change. Switching to a once or twice a day irrigation for my plants has really increased their vigor and health. If you found this interesting or helpful, thanks for watching and happy gardening.